my fear paralysis story and how I overcame it. So, I'm going to start with how I overcame the fear of taking a leap in whatever aspect, you're trying to get into, right? So, this was quite a long time ago. Not really, but it feels like it. Um, I worked at a call center. My numbers were looking good in terms of the length of the call, the quality, the rating, etc. So I was being looked at as a supervisor, which I thought was dope. At 21, dude, hell yeah. So I decided to go for it. My numbers did improve once I put that in the forefront of my mind. I'm going to be a supervisor. So I getting ready for a drug test, right? I felt trapped in my own I felt trapped in my own head, and the fear of unknowing was crazy. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna pass or not. You know, it was like kind of similar. When you go on up a hill on a roller coaster and then go down it, that drop in your stomach, or you're told news that just kind of like devastates you, makes it really hard to keep going. The initial struggle was to understand and overcome the paralyzing fear. I had no idea what it was or how I was going to break from it, you know, but I knew I had to do something or it wasn't going to happen. That's how most things happen. If you just think about it, it's not going to happen unless you take action. Man, it matters. Um, Hold on. um, I had to act or I was going to stay stagnant, right? Still, which I am not okay with and I don't accept for myself, right? I have to keep moving or you will perish, man. It's so bad. Um, it does make it pretty difficult to maintain or acquire relationships or friendships. On top of that, I fear paralysis. Like I'm so scared to do it. I'm also very stubborn and headstrong, right? Which is unsettling for about like 95% of people, you know. Um, and it really is difficult when I grew up with women, so I know how to talk, right? Identifying the root cause of my fear, which was rooted in my inadequacy, because I felt like I could not, I thought I wasn't enough my entire life. Man, I have strived to be something more the entire time. Recently, I have not been adhering to that philosophy, i.e., not going to the gym, etc. I need to get back into it now. I do have therapy with my mom soon, which I think will help. Um, on top of that, I joined a Bible study at the church, which is a Pentecostal holiness church, and I appreciate it. It's very cool. Um, Now, you do have to take it easy on yourself. This is a common cause of fear paralysis, believing that you're not enough, and it can be very difficult to overcome. I, along with everyone else here, probably struggles with it. It has been a huge part in my life, detrimentally so. Like it causes anguish and bad stuff and makes me feel bad and I don't like it. all the way from avoiding social situations and not experience life because of the fear of being judged, right? Like when I lived in Texas, okay? I was about 40 to 50 pounds heavier, and I was like young, right? So, I mean, it plays a part. Um, and I was obviously self conscious for fear of being made fun of because I was a certain kind of way. I didn't take my shirt off at pools. Um, it could be 98 degrees outside and blistering, and I would not take my shirt off for fear of being judged. Like, it was so bad. Um, Another thing is procrastinating on projects, man. Like anything and everything. It's not that I won't start them, it's that I will not finish them properly. You know, to make the task finish, but I won't do it. Makes no sense. And I hate it. It is the most infuriating thing that I have got, right? I mean, it's so bad. I absolutely despise it. It's my inability to complete a task. I hate it. I have to say that fear paralysis is terrible, man. It's so bad. Um, it makes me at least experience. It makes me at least experience anxiety, obviously, from having looming said task and not doing it. Just not doing it, but knowing, hey, that's what I gotta do. Um, then I get all sad in the short term, and depending on how long I put it off, depression in the long term. This could be as simple as a task of taking out the trash like I should right now, all the way up to something important like going to therapy with my mom, which I am on, right? Hopefully. I have an appointment soon, like the next couple of days. Um it's very important to me. I have to check that mark. Like I have to get this one, right? I've done a lot and everything. It can be done, but this one's hard. Small steps outside of my comfort zone and spreading my wings, per se, is important, right? This is a key part of overcoming fear paralysis. Um, and it can be very challenging at first. Believe me, I can attest to that 100%. Um, I feel emotions a little bit differently than everyone else, right? Fear being one of them. I cannot feel fear. It's terrible because I put myself in situations I don't need to be in. Yeah. However, on the flip side, it does keep me safe. Take from that what you will. Challenging negative thoughts and recognizing the irrationality of my fears and replacing them with positive affirmations does help a little bit. Like it actually really does, man. When it comes to negative thoughts, I realize the irrationality of my fears about said situation and try to replace those thoughts with better ones, right? Um, I know this is going to be a popular subject for a guy, me, to talk about, but come on, man. We have to be better. We have to communicate, or otherwise, we're going to stay where we're at and the world is going to die out, man. Seriously, it's going to lose. If we don't, we have to bridge that gap. Cognitive behavioral therapy can be very helpful in the process because I have done that, right? Along with growing up around women my entire life. You have to be able to reward yourself and talk to self compassion. You have to be able to reward yourself and talk good on yourself to yourself. Try it out, actually. It's crazy. Understanding that fear is a natural human emotion and giving yourself permission to feel it is very important. Like, it's super important. Um, Fear is a natural human emotion that everybody feels. It's okay to feel it. It's important for overcoming fear paralysis as it allows you to be more accepting of experiencing a shift in perspective, realizing that fear is not a weakness but an opportunity for growth. Fear can be a powerful motivator. It can make you act good for good things even when it's not the right reason. I've been there. Or it can be detrimental. I've been there. You're just going to have to choose when the time comes. Unfortunately, you sometimes choose wrong, but you live and you learn, actually. Embracing vulnerability is something I still struggle to accept. This is a very important step in the process of overcoming fear paralysis as it helps you to feel less alone. You have to be able to talk, not on the voice stats. So moving forward, you have to keep on keeping on. Experience new things. Travel more. Try, say, diving, rock climbing, skydiving, etc. I want to try those things. That sounds pretty cool. You've got to step outside your comfort zone. It's the only path for change. You have to try consistently and push your limits. The goal is to keep pushing yourself and growing. You will grow if you keep at it, man. Consistency matters. So I talked about this to help others who are struggling with fear paralysis, providing encouragement and support. I understand. I get it. Just showing it can be done. Finding a purpose is definitely a very good point. Like, you have to find something to do, right? Because it helps with fear paralysis. Period. The end. You've got to have a purpose. Overcoming fear paralysis and finding your purpose is super cool. I think that I've found mine. A way to show people there is a way, as hard as it may be. If you want it, you'll get it. If you want to, you will. I hadn't believed in myself and persevered, I would not have been able to get to this point physically because mentally I was not there. It is possible to overcome fear and achieve your dreams.